Your brain is an intelligent machine, with or without coffee adding or some octane. These facts could help you impress fellow brainiacs, or at least give you some credit. A neuroscience convention. Number 1. Your brain generates about 12-25 watts of electricity. This is enough to power a low-wattage LED light bulb. Number 2. It's scientifically proven that even a small dose of power changes how a person's brain operates and diminishes empathy. Number 3. Alcohol doesn't make you forget anything. When you get blackout drunk, the brain temporarily loses the ability to create memories. Number 4. In raw data, our brains can compute 10 to the 13th and 10 to the 16th operations per second. This would be equal to more than 1 million times the people that there are on Earth. In essence and in theory, the human brain is capable of solving and computing problems much quicker than a computer. Number 5. The slowest speed information passes around your brain is approximately 260 miles per hour. Number 6. Frequent jet lag can damage memory. Stress hormones released during jet lag can damage the temporal lobe and memory. Number 7. Brain surgery can be performed while the patient is awake with no pain or discomfort. The brain has no pain receptors and feels no pain. Number 8. Did you know that it is normal for your mind to wander? A joint study by Harvard University, Dartmouth College and the University of Aberdeen in Scotland found that parts of the brain that control task unrelated thought, such as daydreaming, are almost always active when the brain is at rest. Number 9. It's no accident that telephone numbers in the United States are 7 digits long. Our working memory, a very short-term form of memory which stores ideas just long enough for us to understand them, can hold on average a maximum of 7 digits. This allows you to look up a phone number and remember it just long enough to dial. Number 10. Multitasking is actually impossible. When we think we're multitasking, we're actually context switching. That is, we're quickly switching back and forth between different tasks, rather than doing them at the same time. The book Brain Rules explains how detrimental multitasking can be. Research shows your error rate goes up 50% and it takes you twice as long to do things. Number 11. Most scientists argue that there is no evidence that playing classical music to babies increases the power of their mind. However, children who learn to play a musical instrument can develop their mental skills further than those who don't learn a musical instrument. Number 12. When the mind recalls a memory, it's not the original memory. In fact, the act of remembering is an act of creative reimagination. The put-together memory doesn't just have a few holes, it also has some entirely new bits pasted in. Number 13. A small portion of the population experiences synesthesia. They may hear colors, smell words or see a concept in a spatial location. First discovered in the 19th century, this mixing of the senses is a perceptual condition. While synesthesia may be caused by brain trauma or degeneration, many people report symptoms from an early age. Number 14. There is 2,500,000 gigabytes of storage space in your brain. The top-of-the-line iPhone 7 has 256. Number 15. The brain of an adult human weighs around 3 pounds, 1.5 kg. Although it makes up just 2% of the body's weight, it uses around 20% of its energy. Number 16. If you laid out all of the blood vessels in your brain end to end, they would stretch halfway to the moon, about 120,000 miles. Number 17. Reading aloud promotes brain development. It's indeed one of the strange facts about the brain because we usually teach our children to read and talk politely. But to promote brain development in your child, you should read and talk aloud in front of them. Number 18. The attention spans of human brains are getting shorter. We have lost almost 4 seconds of our attention span in the past 15 years. This means we cannot concentrate on one thing for more than 8 seconds on an average. Number 19. Being able to access information quickly, for example, on the internet, makes you less likely to remember it. It's great being able to access almost any piece of information in a few seconds, and resources such as Google, Wikipedia and YouTube have clearly been the major parts of a revolution in how we find information. But studies suggest if the brain knows it can just access it again so easily, it's less likely to bother remembering the information itself. Number 20. One study looked at students in New York and showed that those who ate lunches that did not include artificial flavors, preservatives, and dyes did 14% better on IQ tests than the students who ate lunches with these additives. Number 21. Our brain prefers images over text. Participants in studies only remember about 10% of information presented orally when they are tested 72 hours after instruction. However, that number jumps by about 65% when an image is added to the learning process. Number 22. The human brain is divided into two hemispheres, the left and right, connected by a bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. The hemispheres are strongly, though not entirely, symmetrical. The left brain controls all the muscles on the right-hand side of the body, and the right brain controls the left side. One hemisphere may be slightly dominant, as with left or right-handedness. Number 23. Our brain usually chooses the first option on lists. Studies show when people are presented with a list of options, they are most likely to pick whatever is first. The same is shown to hold true for voting. Number 24. There are about 100 billion neurons in a human brain, which is about the same as the number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Number 25. Feeling tired? Go ahead and yawn. Yawning cools down the brain, research suggests. Sleep deprivation raises brain temperature. I hope I have made you a little smarter. If you like my content, do consider subscribing. That'll help me a lot, and I also upload very often.